Hello everyone, it's Helena with Helena. Thanks for joining me in Cancun, Mexico 2024. If it looks like I'm hot and sweaty, it's because I am. I have been down here now for almost an entire month, which to me feels like I just got here seriously like a week ago. I had a lot of people before I left ask me like, what are you going to do for a month in Mexico? And I'm like, what am I not going to do? It has been an amazing trip. I wanted to share our experience with you because I know a lot of people are going to be traveling down here because we're on summer break and people are graduating. We've got weddings taking place. In fact, I've already seen 2 people get married on the beach, which is always a treat for me. I feel like I get a front row seat to a wedding that I'm not invited to, but it has just been so spectacular. Let's start with the weather. So people who are traveling down here, now granted, this could change tomorrow, but I have been here now almost 30 days and I can tell you that we have not had one drop of rain here in Cancun, Mexico. Not one in the 30 days that I've been here. It has been so hot, so gorgeous, so beautiful. And I know back home there's a lot of storms and a lot of rain and a lot of weird weather. Down here in Cancun, Mexico for the last month, it has been pure paradise, genuinely. I'm not trying to rub it in, but it has been no rain, no anything, which is refreshing because I've been down here other years in the past where we have had a lot of rain, or I've even been down here in a hurricane. So this nice weather was a treat. And if you're traveling down here in the next, at least I would say 7 to 10 days, it looks like the forecast still looks really, really good. There's a new group of people who just got here, lots of good energy. It's so much fun. So I really do hope that you make it down here. And when you do, that you enjoy yourselves. So let's talk about the travel coming in. I always like to talk about the airport and what we experience. Guys, it is so good. Everything is smooth. Last year it was smooth. This year it's smooth. In fact, it's even easier. So do not be worried when you step off of the aircraft when there is a ton of people, especially if you're flying in on a weekend, because the Cancun airport is going to be extremely busy. We came off the plane, we got into the airport and we were like, oh my goodness, there's so many people. We are going to be standing here for hours, was our thoughts. We weren't even in the line for 45 minutes. So let me tell you something that's a little bit different. So if you've been traveling for years and years and years international, you already know when you come in here, a lot of the time you have to fill out that international documentation. They're not doing that right now. Now that could switch again in a week, 2 weeks, I don't know, but they're not doing it right now. So you're not filling out anything on the aircraft. You're not filling out any paperwork when you get here. The only thing that you're doing is standing in the line. And once you make it through the line, they're gonna stamp your passport. They may ask you a question, where you staying, how long you staying. I don't know, they didn't ask me anything. They stamped my passport and on we went. So that is something new. And I do think that that's what's making the lines go a little bit faster, because before, if you got off the aircraft and you've seen those long lines, you knew you were going to be standing there for an hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer. Not the case this time, guys. It goes so fast. It's like click, 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 click. They send you off to luggage. Okay, you get over to the baggage claim. That took the longest, but it always does. And guys, I'm not going to complain about it because I always think it's a blessing if your luggage makes it here, okay? If it is a true blessing if you see your suitcase coming around the conveyor belt. It's like, we shouldn't even complain. The fact that it made it from point A to B to C to D, that's a miracle in itself. You just need to be happy when that suitcase comes rolling around. That way you have all your beach gear for your vacation. Okay, so we waited a minute for the luggage, and then there is that red light, green light system. I call it that. That's going to age me because a lot of you know that back in the day, like a long time ago, there was an actual red light, green light process. You would depress this big lever, and then it would either give you a red light, which meant stop, they're going to search your suitcase, or a green light, which meant go. They still kind of have the same process. You just don't have to do the whole thing and get a real red light, green light thing. No, they're just going to pull people aside, and they may ask to look at your luggage. Typically, it's no big deal. They have a dog there, they have some people, just the dog sniffing around and stuff, but usually everybody just goes through in a straight line and you walk out the doors to your transportation. And so we did not get our luggage checked this year, but we did last year. So you just never know. It's just by chance, really. Once we made it outside, we found our shuttle driver and off we went to our resort. It has been so amazing, you guys. I have experienced 4 different places since I've been down here. So we've been switching rooms every week. So once a week we have to switch into a new villa, but it has been spectacular just to get the different views, and you get to meet all the different people. The service has been just amazing. The food has been incredible. I mean, I have eaten everything that I possibly can. Anything from street tacos to like the beach grill. We went to fancy restaurants, which I've never been to a fancy restaurant here in Cancun, guys, but this time I got to go because it was my birthday. I turned 47, and so one of my girlfriends was down here for a week. She said, you need to go out for a fancy dinner. So she took me to a fancy restaurant here in Cancun. She took me and my son. And guys, if you haven't been to Harry's, I mean, are you even really living? I didn't even know it existed. Harry's is the best restaurant that I've ever been to in my life, okay? Not only is the view spectacular, it's on the Sweetwater side of the ocean, the sun was setting, I mean, it was amazing. The food was just impeccable. In fact, I guess they're one of the #1 steakhouses in the world. They bring out this steak cart and they show you like 15 different steaks. They talk to you about the marbling. They sit there and kind of watch you. Every time you literally take a sip of water, they are filling you back up with the good stuff, the good Fiji stuff, okay? And they watch you enjoy your meal. It's just like, they're enjoying it as much as you're enjoying it. So she went all out. She ordered appetizers and desserts and the finest of steaks. I mean, she actually let my son get the best steak on the menu. I'm not joking. It was so incredible. In fact, they knew it was my birthday, so they did like a little firework display, like right there at the table, like right there. And so, guys, if you haven't been to Harry's, when you come to Cancun, go to Harry's, okay? We heard that Fred's is good. We've heard there's a couple other places that are really good, but Harry's has got to be on your list, but you might want to bring a little extra cash. Okay, so we got Harry's. We went swimming with the dolphins. Did I swim with the dolphins? No, I didn't, but my son and my friend did, and I've always wanted to experience it, so I got to be the paparazzi. I got to take video, I got to take pictures, I got to see it firsthand, and these dolphins are so sweet. I didn't know what to expect. I thought they were gonna be going into like some freshwater area, like not freshwater, but over here, like seawater. Like I was like, okay, we're gonna be in the ocean. There's gonna be an enclosed area where the dolphins are gonna be. We ended up pulling up to a mall. The only thing that I can compare it to would be like a SeaWorld, maybe, you know, because it was actually at the mall. This big giant aquarium where the dolphins were at the mall. So they swam with them at the mall. And then afterwards we got to walk through the aquarium. And I was like pleasantly surprised because I don't venture out a lot. At least I haven't since I've had my son. And so he's 17 going on 18. And so we're starting to kind of leave our little comfort zone, leave the cul-de-sac, if you will, because over the years when he was young, I was always like, let's just stay at the place. We don't need to go anywhere. We have the swimming pool, we have the beach, we have the, you know, our little restaurants here. We have everything we need. And so stepping out was kind of a big thing for me. And to kind of just see, it was just like, this isn't scary. It's right here at the mall. And it was amazing. And they really, really enjoyed themselves. And so not only was it at the mall, guys, this is a mall that I didn't even know existed. I've been coming here for a very long time. We have a little like villa down here, like a timeshare thing. And so we come every year, and I didn't even know that there is this amazing, when I say amazing, I'm not even exaggerating, mall like 5 minutes away from us. It's right smack dab in the middle of the hotel zone. Didn't even know it existed. It's like one of those outdoor malls. And the thing that I could compare it to is like, if you've been to Florida, is I compare it to like Universal Studios. It did have like this big giant Ferris wheel, but not so much for the ride side of things. Like the Universal Studios, like with the restaurants, and kind of had like some stores and kind of had that really cool outdoor vibe. And also if you've been to the Centera Mall, you know, in Loveland. So that's kind of that outdoor shopping feel, but it had everything that you can imagine. I mean, the biggest mall that I've actually ever been to other than the Mall of America. So it had really cool stores, all your favorites, but it had a McDonald's, it had a Fat Tuesdays, Senior Frogs, yummy restaurants. It had Victoria's Secrets, if I haven't said that. It had the Lego store. I mean, you name it, it had it. It was so super cool, and it was very safe. It was very, very safe. And I'm like, I have never been there, and it was 5 minutes away from us. We took a taxi, super safe. He charged us $11 there and $11 back. He gave us his card, and he was just like, hey, give me a call 10 minutes before you're ready to go back to your place. And so, guys, it went really, really smooth. And then we went to a few shows while we were down here. So if you're coming to Cancun and you're looking for something just a couple hours to go and do, go to one of these shows. They're at the Hacienda Sisal, and they have different theme nights. And so they do a buffet, and then they do a show that lasts like just a little over an hour. So it starts at 6. You were out of there like latest 8:30. And so they have a Caribbean night, a Mexican theme night. They have a Michael Jackson show. They have a tango show. So they have all different types of things depending on what you might want to watch, what you might want to experience. But it was just like a perfect like 2-hour period just to kind of just go enjoy yourself, let loose, and it was just amazing. So if you're looking for something to do, it's a really good, fun, family friendly fun, and so you should definitely check it out and try it out if you're down here. And of course just spend as much time as you possibly can at the ocean. It has been so beautiful. You know, sometimes people come down here and they kind of complain about the seaweed lately, and it's really a hit or miss. If you're here long enough, you're going to realize that there is several days where it's seaweedy and there's several days where it's just crystal blue. And so if you end up coming on a week or even several days where it's seaweedy, I'm sorry, because those days can be kind of rough in the ocean. There is no doubt. But this trip, you know, we've had a few seaweedy days, and we've had a lot of crystal turquoise blue water days down here. And so there's so much to do. Obviously, you've got the parasailing, you can jet ski, you can go deep sea fishing. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be on the ocean in a little tiny boat. I see them rocking back and forth. You're not going to catch me parasailing either, but people seem to enjoy it, so you may have to give it a go. If you are looking at a wonderful resort to stay at when you come to Cancun, I suggest the Royal Resorts. Okay, there's several of them. You could stay at the Royal Haciendas, which is a little bit on the outskirts. You've got the Royal Cancun, you've got the Royal Sands. That's where we have our place, and so beautiful. And it is a one-stop shop, and I mean spectacular. You have a grocery store here, you have activities, you have sushi bars, you have sports bars, you have swim-up bars, you have everything that you could possibly need, want, or imagine right here at this resort. And it is absolutely spectacular and beautiful. In fact, you can kind of see behind me, these villas, they have, if you do the full villas, they have kitchens. So if you want to kind of cook your own food or whatever you want to do, I don't know how many people want to cook on vacation, but I don't seem to mind some years. Some years I'll do the all-inclusive, and then some years we opt to just cook our own food. It just kind of depends what we are all feeling for the week, or 2 or 3, and now 4. Next year I probably won't come back for a month, but I will come back for at least a few weeks. That's the plan. So guys, I'm going to take you outside just so you can see the ocean. But again, I just wanted to let you know that everything is just amazing down here. You can really feel the energy. You can really see that people are loving that, like they're so busy down here again, and it really gives you that sense of normalcy. Whereas over the last few years, you know, a lot has happened to everybody, you know, because of the pandemic. And just to see like just everything back to normal, everyone thriving, them doing so great down here, and just the best people and the most beautiful place. It just makes my heart so happy. But I'm gonna take you outside. It's kind of loud. They're doing some construction over here. They're tearing apart somebody's home, which it's a mansion. And I'm like, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I couldn't make the video outside because it was so loud. And so guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope that you get to come to Cancun, have safe travels, and take a peek at this view. God bless. Bye.